We have artists using AI. We have other people using AI. Now we have authors using AI. This is kind of wild. So let's get into this. All of this started with this TikTok video that I found by Books in Socks, captioned authors behaving badly. And it is a screenshot of a Threads post by this user by the name of bookish_meltdowns. Don't worry, we'll look at the original thread as well. And it reads, what do you mean an author was caught using AI for their novel because they left the ChatGPT prompt in? And it ends with a screenshot of the cover of the book that has now been taken down. And I looked on Amazon, it is no longer available. Now, by the way, I basically never talk about this, but I am a member of the book community. I'm a book girly. My friends have been harping about Throne of Glass for the longest time. So one of my really good friends, she bought me the entire set of Throne of Glass. Mwah, love her. But I'm currently on Crown of Midnight. I'm over halfway through right now. But yeah, I read 50 books last year. I could ramble a bit about my favorites and stuff like that. I do read romance, but I'm just mentioning this to state that I feel like I'm qualified a little bit to comment about books due to how many that I've read. But on a complete side note, commenters were stating that they felt like this cover was AI, and I completely agree. I do feel like this cover is heavily giving AI for a couple of reasons. Look, this cover is kind of reminiscent of some Wattpad style bad boy vibes, you know what I mean, where they get a dude, but they kind of crop his part of his face off, so it's more mysterious. You see his muscles or his hands or whatever. And they like using tatted men, and you can have your opinions about type of male leads you like in books, tatted men or whatever. I like me a darker romance with some hot, muscular, tatted guy. I've never seen tattoos like this in my life, though. Let's just take a look at his tats first off, okay? Before we get anything into the rest of it, he's got a face tat. Tell me why it looks like man's got a Pokemon tatted on his face. It looks like he's got this dude on his cheek. But maybe there's a reason. But then let's look at the hand tats. He's got finger tats. What are the finger tats exactly? It looks like it's going for some sort of ancient Egyptian hieroglyph on the hands. And there's squiggles just on the knuckle. I'm saying with a lot of book covers, they photo bash together. So they'll take a photo and then edit the photo and then put more stuff on the photo and then kind of blend everything together. No genuine, I feel artist who would photo bash stuff together to try to make a hot tatted guy would choose this for the tats. He's got finger tats that are supposed to I guess line up with the knuckles. He's got a tat on the back of his hand I think is supposed to line up with the fingers, but they don't. You see this line, it goes across the knuckle pointing into the ring finger, and then this line just goes in between the two knuckles. I feel like most people who get palm hand tats like this don't choose that. This one, I don't know what this is, right? It kind of looks like he's got a bunch of corn dogs on the back of his hands. The tats are not adding up at all. And then let's look at the facial hair. He's got a beard, and then he's got hair on the lower lip. It's a little bit hard to see because half his face is cast in shadow, but his beard, the hair on the lower lip is only filled in on the left-hand side. You see the right-hand side? It's patchy. And then there's a gap here too. It's man's missed 2 spots when he's shaving. You see this? This patch here, this patch here. And then he also has a nose ring. So maybe that's there. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something AI left. Maybe they intentionally gave him a nose ring. Look, I fuck with nose rings on anybody. It just is hard to see, so it kind of looks like a booger. I don't know. And then the fact is, it looks like he's supposed to be grabbing the lapels of his suit jacket. I'm not wearing a suit, so I'm grabbing my hair, right? It looks like I'm supposed to be grabbing the lapel, but his hands are too far in for where the lapel is. So it kind of just looks like he's this is kind of what I imagine if he zoomed out. It kind of looks like he's just twiddling his thumbs. Where's my mom? That's me when I'm 10, and then I'm in line to pay for the food checkout, and my mom is like, oh my god, wait, I need to grab one thing real quick, and they're checking out, and they're scanning the last few items, and I'm like, mom, how do I pay? Mom, where are you? And then the fact that he's wearing a watch, except there's way too many numbers on the watch to make up the face of a clock. There's only 12 numbers on a clock, right? We go 1 through 12, and here there is, as far as what I can see, right, because some of it's cropped off, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe this is 2 numbers. I don't know. This is not looking like a watch to me. There's no way there's only 3 numbers here. Are we gonna have 1, 2, 3 with big gaps in between, and then all the numbers are condensed here? Yeah. So this cover is most definitely giving AI to me. Maybe the words are not made with AI, right? Somebody probably slapped this on here, but I also like how it's labeled instead of national best-selling author. We're on to international now. I love that. But let's look at the original thread now. I'm done memeing on the cover. So this is the original thread. It is posted on Threads by bookish_meltdowns, and Bookish writes, please tell me I'm reading this wrong. Chapter 2, and this appears to have an AI note left in it. Does that mean this book was AI written? Book, Casey Crown, Dark Obsession. Is it a writing prompt? What does this mean? And as we can see here, we can see the screenshot from the page of the book. This looks to be a dark romance. I don't know, some assassin, I guess, is cornering our female lead. But you can see here, then with a sudden bang, the exit door flies open. Thought for 13 seconds. Certainly, here's an enhanced version of your passage, making Elena more relatable and injecting additional humor while providing a brief, sexy description of Gregory. Changes are highlighted in bold for clarity. Relief washes over me the instant I see Gregory standing in the open doorway. I don't think I've ever felt such intense joy upon seeing that cold, unreadable face. But this is so funny. It kind of looks like thought for 13 seconds. This kind of looks like the author either wrote the entire thing with ChatGPT or wrote the most bare bones like framework and had ChatGPT fill it in. Something like female lead sad, assassins attack, Gregory saves the day, and then puts all that into ChatGPT and has it fill the blanks. Oh no. And then Bookish a day ago posted an update. And this looks to be a screenshot. I believe from my understanding, this is a screenshot from her Facebook page. I went and checked and there's literally nothing there. The last post was like October 2024 and the post before that was in 2021. So I don't know. But this reads, "This is Casey Crown. Firstly, I want to say to you that I understand your frustrations regarding my latest launch. To think that an author that you have enjoyed reading has AI generated books is understandably a cause for concern. I can assure you that all of my books are written by me. I've been writing my books before AI came about. I recently started the practice of using AI to make very minor edits and have been using AI in my covers with a good deal." Oh, yeah, okay, so we got the admission for the AI covers because yeah, what was going on with that dude was not real. "Of enhancements to still match my style, all of which has been shared with Amazon when I load my content. To be honest, I'm still learning about how to best use AI to make my readers' experience better, but I can assure you," sorry, I'm just like thinking grammatically, maybe I'm crazy. I feel like because I'm a Twitch streamer, sometimes my grasp of English vocabulary has decreased substantially compared to when I was in college. So learning about how to best use AI to make my readers' experience better, but this is readers apostrophe S, like reader apostrophe S, so it's referring to a reader in single form, right? Like we're not referring to multiple readers, we're referring to one reader. But I think in this case, aren't you talking about this in a general sense, referring to everybody that reads your book? So should this not be like readers S apostrophe to refer to all of your readers instead of just one reader, like plural? I don't know. Maybe I'm like crazy, but I'm like, I feel like this is not the right use of the word reader here. I'm not an author, right? Like she's written like 126 books. I have not written a single one. So maybe I missed something. But anyways, it reads, "But I can assure you that keeping my original voice strong is of utmost importance, which is why I use it very sparingly. I hope you can understand that enhancing the reader's experience is my ultimate goal. The last thing I would want for is my books to not be competitive in the market. Finally, I take full responsibility for the error in the file." Sorry, my jaw is just a little bit on the floor because to me, this reads, maybe I'm a little crazy, right? Like, I feel like sometimes we exist in our own echo chamber, but as a YouTuber on a channel that does news content, maybe I existed also in my own echo chamber, right? So sometimes I want to like fact check with you guys to see I'm not crazy. But to me, this reads like, and I try not to assume the worst when I try to read things about people, right? I try to give benefit of doubt. But like when you say the last thing I would want for is my books to not be competitive in the market, it kind of reads like, hey, I used AI because I think it could give me a competitive edge instead of, "I'm so sorry for that, my bad." And here's what I would have to say too. In my opinion, AI will not give your books a competitive edge in the market because if you do use AI in your writing process, it will take what you produced, chew it up, and then spit it back out in a very, very processed format. And I'm sure if you guys are a reader, we have all experienced this, but the same fucking copy and paste book over and over and over again. I love unique writing. I love unique writing styles. I don't want to read the same, "Oh my god, here's a 6'3" hunk of a man with tats and he's coming to save the day again for the 100th time." I'm not trying to read that many of that. Like one of the authors I love is like Olive Blake because she has a very like elaborate and lofty writing style and I really like reading the way she writes. I'm not trying to read the same copy and paste hunk of a male lead over and over and over again. In my opinion, if you do use AI to go and edit and parse through your pieces, your writing, it's going to come out the same. It's not going to come out with the flair and personality that genuine authors will have. Like another author I really like is Abby Jimenez. My favorite book of hers is Yours Truly. I love the way Abby writes. Her books are very funny. They're very funny, but they're also very touching and well written. And they do write the struggles of women in their later 20s, early 30s really well. If you go to AI to try to get you a book like that, you just won't because it won't have the personal touch that Abby puts on her books. That's something like If you are trying to make the argument that you're using AI to try to get a competitive edge, I assure you it will not give you a competitive edge. It will make you the same copy and paste Kindle Unlimited book that we always see. I'm just saying, maybe I'm crazy, but to me, it doesn't really read like a true apology. I don't know. It's like a sorry I got caught, guys. I'll try not to in the future, lols. And Books by Janelle writes, I'm a professional beta reader, and since ChatGPT has been out, 90% of my customers have used AI to write their books, and I know because all of the books sound the same. I pointed out, but a lot of them lie about it, and some even give me bad reviews. I've read around 20 books this year, and 18 of them were written up with AI. I call myself the human AI detector at this point. And that's what I mean. Like, it has the same copy and paste vibe. I am not trying to read the same book, different font. I am trying to read different books. That's why I pick up different series. And Violet says, that's ChatGPT. They have the pro version if it's doing the thinking for thing. The entire book was probably edited with ChatGPT. And Bookish writes, thank you for the insight. I didn't know AI editing was a thing. I didn't know there was premium ChatGPT actually, but I guess it makes sense. And Mocho writes, the book literally has an AI cover. What did you expect? The author also releases like 2 books a month. Bookish says, first book from this new to me author. I had no idea. I do now. And the Cosmic Author writes, the books have been unpublished. And I put through an AI checker. Yes, I typed it in, and these are the results. It looks like they just kind of like typed in the chunk, right? The description of Gregory, which that was what the AI was supposed to be for. And then here, 55% of text is likely to be AI. Again, take AI checkers with a grain of salt. A lot of times they're very inaccurate, but in my opinion, like treat it like a polygraph test. Right? Polygraphs aren't admissible in court because they can be very faulty. They have like a 50% success rate, but it just kind of adds to it. And then Melissa Ivers, author, says, just saw this gem. And then you can see here, these are some, I guess like something on Facebook about a blurb that's been copied. So here is the book called Irish King by Casey Crown. And here is a book called Crow, I believe, by A. Zavarelli, if I'm reading that correctly. And there's 2 blurbs that are very similar. So Casey's blurb says, I had a plan. Find a soldier, flirt my way in the door, and save my best friend. But that's when a jaw-dropping man noticed me, and he's no soldier. He's next in line for the mafia throne. And here, this one says, a missing friend. I had a plan. I just wanted a soldier, someone I could flirt with to get me in the door. That's when Lachlan Crow noticed me. Problem was, he wasn't a soldier. No, he was next in line for the throne of the Irish underworld. Why do the blurbs sound like they should be flipped? Right? Like this was titled Irish King. Like why does it sound like the second blurb should go for the Irish book and the Irish blurb should go for the book titled Crow? And by the way, Crow came first. Crow, according to Google anyways, was published in 2016 by A. Zavarelli, and Crown didn't start publishing books till 2018. And then on the Reddit thread about this situation, here we have user psychological role 705 commenting, this is so puzzling. How is this missed before upload? Bigger question is, how did the book get 125 reviews on Goodreads? If you guys aren't a reader, Goodreads is like Yelp, but for books. You just leave reviews on there. And only 1 or 2 of the readers picked it up only now. This makes me question her reader and reviewer-based authenticity and how exactly it makes it in the top 100 on Amazon. I'm not buying her PA apology. And user Tiniest Spoon writes, authors on Blue Sky are sharing getting absolutely bizarre reviews that show some readers skim books and leave generic copy-paste reviews. Author street teams especially are known for not reading the book and giving them identical reviews with minor variations. I suspect some of them use AI themselves to summarize the books and write reviews. On a more innocent level, many readers are open about skipping any chapters that don't interest them, reading only the smec scenes and going straight to the end, skimming or skipping entire prologues, epilogues, flashbacks, POVs they don't like. Many of them also probably leave reviews without making it clear they didn't read the full book, which this is a whole other deeper problem within like the book community. But yeah, like reviews are very important. Reviews help boost the book, get more readers for the book. And if you're going to leave a comprehensive review singing praises about a book and you didn't finish the book or you skipped substantial parts of the book, you didn't get through the book enough to review it. That is like the equivalent of like buying a product like a TV and then you used it for like 10 seconds and then you left a review. You know what? You didn't use it enough to warrant having a full experience of the product to then give a in-depth review of it. And that's my thing too. Like a lot of readers will do this. This is a whole side tangent, right? Well, they'll read books and then if they don't like the book, they'll like skip big chunks of it and then they'll say that they read it. Like you didn't read it if you skip substantial chunks of your book. Just put it down. If you don't like it, just put it down. It's fine. Just read something else. But there have been a lot of people kind of going in on Casey Crown because her stuff is a little bit suspicious. And what I mean by this is the sheer quantity of books that she has published. So if we go to Goodreads, right, which is again the Yelp of books, these are her titles. These are the series she has. Silver Fox Daddies, 19 books. Mountain Men of Liberty, 21 books. Doctors of Denver, 16 books. Billionaire Bravada, 5 books. Bearded Brothers, 4 books. Rainbow Canyon Cowboy, 6 books. I'm not reading this correctly. Nikolavich Bratva Brothers, 5 books. Spencer Sisters, 3 books. Firemen of Manhattan, 3 books. And Mountain Protectors, 1 book. This is an insane amount of books. And here it is on Goodreads in list form. You can see like that is a lot of books. And if we go here to book series in order, they list all of her series, right? So her first published book, from my understanding, was in 2018. And I summed all of this up for you. So in 2018, Casey Crown published 5 books. In 2019, she published 13. In 2020, she published 20. In 2021, she published 22. 2022, she published 18 books. 2023, she published 17 books. 2024, she published 12 books. So she is publishing upwards of 1.5 books per month. That is a lot of books. That is a lot of books to be cranking out. Even like people like Brandon Sanderson, notorious for writing fast and tons of books, can't even crank out that many. So this again leads you to think, hey, you know, are all of these books legitimately written by this author? Or are there shortcuts taken along the way to speed up the process so she can crank out as many books as feasibly possible? And I feel like that's the other thing too, because sometimes I feel like authors feel like it's a flex to have a lot of books. I personally don't always think it's the case, because there are cases where you can write a very good book very quickly. But I would say books are a work of art, like 400 pages worth of writing, right? 300, 400 pages. You're gonna need to go and spend a lot of time on it. You're gonna need to draft after draft after draft to edit your book, to send it to beta readers to read it so they can get back to you with feedback that you then take and correct. So if you wrote the book in like 3 days, right, it's not going to have the revisions, the thoughts, the effort into it that, in my opinion, like a high quality published book would require. Again, there's exceptions to every rule. If you're an author and you can write fast, more power to you. I'm just saying there have been cases. There's been other cases, right, where people have like taken a book, written it in 3 days, and turns out there's a lot of problematic and racist rhetoric in it because, surprise, surprise, they fucking wrote it in 3 days and did not have anybody beta read it. When you publish books this quickly, it really makes me wonder, did this book get all of the revisions and thoughts and like eyeballs on it that it needs to become a fully fledged final product? But I just picked one of her books in the same series that had the ChatGPT book, right, as a Kindle Unlimited enjoyer. I read the first, like, I don't know, 20 pages of Dark Seduction by Casey Crown, part of their Chicago Bratva series, with, again, an extremely AI-looking cover with a dude with tats all over the place, tats that don't make any sense whatsoever. And I personally didn't like it because it gave me the same copy and paste vibes. Like, that's what I'm saying. I just don't like that. Maybe that's me, right? I'm not like a smut reader. If there is smut, like, I don't mind it, but I'm also completely okay if a book doesn't have it either. I do also read dark romance as well, so it's not the genre issue, right? I also don't, okay, this is my other pet peeve. I also don't like it when people leave reviews for books when they don't like the genre. Like, don't read science fiction books and leave a review being like, yeah, I don't like it, because you don't like science fiction. You know what I mean? That's not fair to the author because you don't like the genre of the book. So therefore you are basically bound to not like the book in your review, right? Like, you get what I'm talking about. But I do read stuff like this from time to time, and the book just gave me the same copy and paste vibes. The premise of this book so far is that she's been going through it. She lost her job, She gets an Uber or a taxi cab over to a mechanic to fix her broken Nissan. Her Nissan's hella broken, and the mechanic is like, yeah, like, f you bitch woman. The mechanic literally called her a bitch in the book. Sorry, that's what I'm saying that. And then he's like, I'm gonna charge you $1,500, and then out of the blue, the door slams open and the big, hot mafia boss guy pulls up and he's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you undercharging her? Come into my private room. And she goes in and he's like, I'll do it for you for free, but you must give me a date. I just can't. I need some more prose and writing and stuff like that than that. That's just me, though. I apologize for this video being way more rambly than my videos normally are. I try to keep them as concise as possible, but as somebody who is a book girly, I enjoy books. I have a lot to say about this, and because I've never talked about this ever, really on this actually, I've never talked about this on my channel. I think everything just spilled out. To wrap this all up, there is a possibility she is a team. She's more than one person, which is why so many books can be cranked out. In the future, I would hope that AI is not used in her writing process. It does not look like she has any intention of changing that for this matter, so I have no faith that there's going to be a stoppage of the AI usage. So do with that information what you will. Again, don't send hate to the author or anybody else involved in this party. This is just news reporting, quote unquote, at the end of the day. If you're not a fan of AI, just don't read her books. If you do like AI covers and AI writing, then I guess read her books. Totally up to you. And I would love to hear you guys in the comment section tell me what your favorite books are, because we could talk about it, because I love books. I read so many last year. I don't want to read more. As of that, if you like this video, I appreciate if you like and subscribe. subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital goods and art that I sell. And on Coffee, I have a whole bunch for free for y'all. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. Might move the Mondays low key. And I hope to catch you guys there or in another one of my videos. Peace.